Hey, this is Pamela Schneider. I'm the retail editor for Blue Book Services, and this is the Produce Reporter Week in Review. Greg, no flag, University of Oregon.
It's
What,
almost like it's not my office. No,
right?
I'm on Super Bowl vacation. I decided to get farther away from Kansas City for this game, so I went to visit family in Idaho. Yeah, I planned it before I thought the Chiefs would be in the Super Bowl.
Hey, watching the Super Bowl with family. It's not like you were going to go to Vegas and see the Super Bowl.
I was not going to go to Vegas. That is correct.
Let's be realistic here. But you did get out and do some store checking.
I did. I did. I finally got myself to a WinCo, which is based in Boise. My sister-in-law and I went and took a great tour. And I have to say, if in my mind, I was thinking, how is this going to compare to Aldi? And once you get in the store, it is not at all like an Aldi. It's about 20 times bigger. I mean, it's like an Aldi and Costco combined.
Right?
So, I mean, the produce department was 3 or 4 times bigger than an Aldi entire store. But I did do price checking, and I could pull up some prices for you if you want, because it actually did compare pretty easily to the Aldi that I shop, like 59 cent per pound bananas. Grapes were a little higher. They were 2.50 a pound. Aldi's is usually cheaper than that. But 2 pound bag of Honeycrisp for 198. 25-cent limes, medium avocados 65 cents. At my Aldi, they're 59 cents. So that's pretty much the same. And the thing that I found really interesting is they have price comparisons all over the store, produce
Yep.
department, all over. And what were they comparing to? They were comparing to Fred Meyer, which is a Kroger store, Albertsons, which is based here, and Walmart. So they were doing all those price comparisons. They even had 3 baskets at the front of the store, no produce in them, unfortunately.
Right.
3 baskets identical, showing this is what you get at WinCo, this is what you get at Walmart and Albertsons, and they came in at under $100, and Walmart was like 145, and Albertsons was like 160. So they are really hard pushing value.
Yeah. You would totally shop there if they have one in your neighborhood, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, it's great. It is kind of big and overwhelming, but we went through all the departments, and they have a solid meat department, and they cut their own meat there. It's not just all packaged, but they have a lot of packaged. It's a great store. It was busy too. We went a little bit before lunchtime, and it was pretty full. There was a good crowd there.
I have never been to a Winco that wasn't busy. Like busy. And they get people through the line pretty quickly. So that's not an issue, but it is definitely a crowded store. But it is definitely, if you have never seen a Winco, it's hard to explain it. I'm like, yes, it's a big grocery store, but it is so value driven. And every single thing in there is reinforcing what kind of value you're getting in that store. So I can see they started a push farther east. They've got some stores up in West Texas, and I even think there's might be one in DFW. If there was one in my area, I would be going there every once in a while. Although I don't know if they're ready to go head to head with HEB yet, just yet, because HEB is, I don't know. They're a homer. Everyone in Texas still loves them. It'd be the transplants that we're shopping at Winco.
That is quite a bit different type of store. So maybe they wouldn't be competing head to head so much.
Right. Well, I switched out. I had strawberries here in my backdrop. But the strawberry situation is not very happy for Valentine's Day this year. And we've got a couple of reports. I took a look at my Ag Tools report and the Marcon Cooperative report. And our Produce IQ this week was talking about the Pineapple Express, is what they're calling the West Coast rain situation, and it's pretty similar to what we had last year. They've had just a crazy amount of rain in a lot of the production areas, and Marcon was even saying that they canceled harvest for strawberries through Wednesday, February 7th, and they're limited. Maybe it'll come back on Thursday. They've got some California strawberries in production. The bulk of them are coming from Mexico, of course. But the demand, everyone has built up strawberries as such a a Valentine's Day thing. It's a tough time of year. Kind of makes me think about all of these indoor strawberries that we've been talking about lately and how fast can these folks ramp up their production.
Yeah, scale's still pretty far out. I'm
Yeah, they
not sure
cannot keep. If they
people are.
could, some of these prices I'm looking at on Ag Tools, I think I saw close to $80 for a flat. I'm sure those are $80, like the fanciest, fancy strawberries. That was at the LA market. But they seem to be quite pricey. So I've even seen some of the food service distributors that I've followed have recommended that some of their restaurant clients pivot to something else. And even Driscoll's sent out a thing today as an alert that said that, hey, we're promoting our heart-shaped clamshell for Valentine's Day, and it is raspberries.
Well, they're
Um,
still red.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I would totally take a raspberry over a strawberry. I mean, I love strawberries and I love chocolate dip strawberries. They're great, but maybe we make those more into a Mother's Day thing,
Yeah,
than trying to push the market. Or we go here, peak season for citrus. There's a whole lot of really great citrus in the store.
of
I
course.
took my boys to HEB Central Market to walk around Citrus Fest, and we tried quite a few different things. And I had to bring it all back home because you know what? After trying sumo citrus and a pomelo and a mandarin quat, honestly, the bag of navels that I had in my fridge, they make me happier, probably. But it's super fun to try stuff.
Yeah. Well, another thing that is a little bit different this year is Valentine's Day is also Ash Wednesday. So
Yeah.
maybe, people can just get into the spirit of Lent and just abstain from strawberries.
Yeah. I mean, is it really abstaining if they just aren't available?
I
So,
mean, they might be available. They'll just be $8 a pound in a clamshell.
Joe Watson, who of course is in Louisiana, he's with IFPA. He had a LinkedIn post last week talking about how retailers are really going to have to, it's going to be really interesting this coming week because we've got Super Bowl, which is one of the biggest retail days, especially for things like avocados, dips, snacks, party food. And then we've got Valentine's Day, which has built itself up, especially, I mean, it's not just floral, but supermarket floral is just hopping this week. And all of the produce that goes along with the promotions. And then Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras, of course, comes before Ash Wednesday. But, these are three huge sales holidays all right in a row.
Yeah,
And
like within
then
4 days.
yeah, I mean, what's going to happen the week after? Like, we're going to have a President's Day, some kind of snack fest on President's Day to try to make up for those sales because, retailers are looking year over year and they're going to have to put like 3 asterisks on this year's sales data so that they're not
Yeah.
trying to push and get the same sales year over year because it's just not going to be there.
No, definitely a big week.
And we also had a really interesting story that I'm seeing spun several different ways. Of course, we don't have the super inside scoop, but Gary Millerchip from Kroger, the chief financial officer of Kroger, jumped ship to go to Costco. And I think that was kind of a surprise because Kroger had announced that they're doing an executive search for a replacement. They named an interim CFO, and I think that might have surprised some of the folks in there. I saw some people or some of the media spinning it as he was making a change due to the uncertainty of the merger. I saw some other stories today talking about how they're expecting it to move forward. But I think it's interesting when you see executives make huge moves, especially to a huge competitor like that. Definitely something to watch.
We will keep an eye on that, and I'm sure we'll keep an eye on if where that merger talk is going. That, by the
Yeah,
way,
I
that
saw
people
I
are
saw
talking about that around here.
Oh, I'm sure they are because there's so much overlap in that market, especially
Oh
with
yeah.
the Fred Meyer and Albertsons and what used to be Safeway there. They've already been through a big merger before, and I'm sure it's making a lot of people uneasy up there.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Albertsons is big here.
And meanwhile, WinCo's like, oh yeah. All right. Well, that's it for the Produce Reporter Week in Review. If you are not getting the Produce Reporter newsletter, you need to go to producebluebook.com and sign up. All right.
I'll have to get back to my vacation.